Oh, there you are, sweet baby angel. And here I am, finally coming clean to you, letting you know that I lied just to get you here. Okay, so I'm a big liar, but I love you. And there's probably some more lies to come. Let's rehash.
It's train crash, babe. I can't look away. Shut up, press play on 90 Day Fiancé. 90 Day Fiancé. 90 days.
Hello, I'm Wilko, the guy who rehashes reality, and welcome to Wilko Rehashed. We're about to get back into 90 Day Fiancé the other way. In fact, you're going to get a couple of episodes today. Before we get there, make sure you have subscribed to this channel. We want to make sure we've got 24,000 subscribers before 2024. So hitting that subscribe button, also tapping on like and commenting below really does help. If you want more of our community, you can even go to rehashed.com.au. There is a link in the description below. There is a premium platform where you get all the episodes early and ad-free, but there's also a free community plan where you can just join our community and talk about all the trash, mess, and drama. So make sure you sign up today. Thank you to all the sweet baby angels who have been very, very patient with me as I've been behind the US dropping the episodes because we have so many other shows that we have to focus on. But this one is particularly a joy of mine. It's a new joy of mine and something I've come to late in life. Kind of like homosexuality. No, I wasn't too late to that party. All right, if you've done all the things that I've asked, let's get into the episode. This is episode 7 of 90 Day Fiancé the other way, and we're chatting to Gabe because Gabe is playing some b-ball with his friend Trey.
How you doing, man?
Hey, man.
Play some hoops. So, like, you really thinking about doing this? Moving out here permanently?
Yeah, bro.
So what's your plan, bro?
Yeah, bro.
I'm trying to propose to her
What?
very, very soon.
She's already, like, really possessive, especially over our friendship, man. You see how she looks at me sometime when I come over?
Ooh, I love this. So we find out that Isabel doesn't like Gabe's friend Trey. What's wrong about Trey? It's nice that they just heard each other speaking English in a foreign country and they went, hey, we should be friends. What do Gabe and Trey get up to in their spare time that makes Isabel so suspicious? There's always an energy when two straight dudes get together and they just bro out. Hey, bro. Sup, bro. It always makes me laugh. I don't know why. It's not like I've never said bro before in my life. It's just, it feels like a performance piece when straight guys bro out.
I have to reveal something else to them also.
What's that?
I'm trans, so I was late born a girl.
Whoa,
I
what
didn't
the?
know.
Damn.
Yep. So that's why I never added you on any of my social media.
I had no idea. I mean, he plays football.
Okay, Trey. Doesn't matter what gender or even if you're non-binary. It doesn't matter. You can still play football. It shouldn't be that shocking. What? Gabe is trans and was born a girl. That's crazy to me. Gabe plays football. And we all know girls can't do that. All right, so maybe I'm starting to see a little bit of Trey's vibe that maybe Isabel has an issue with. Something tells me there's more to this story. So Gabe's story is still this. Gotta tell the parents, Isabel's parents, that I'm trans. And that might ruin their whole life plans. This is pretty much the entire storyline. How many episodes in are we now? Is there more to this story? Because we've been beating it up for a long time. All right, crossing to another couple, and things are still not going well for Rishi and Jen because Rishi likes to keep a lot of things to himself. He's very, very secretive because if he tells Jen anything, she's just going to get mad. So, you know what's a really healthy thing to do in a relationship? Is just not tell your partner things and hope that they never find out, and then it'll all be fine. But it's reality TV and it's a trap and she's always going to find out. All right, so let's rack up all the things. Jen now knows that Rishi's family has been searching for quite some time for a bride for him, even though he has said that he wants to find himself a love marriage all on his own. Now, in his culture, this is extremely common, and Jen needs to give some leeway with these things. I also think that maybe Rishi should just be 100% honest about everything that's happening in his life and his culture, not always put it down to a miscommunication. But even if he did that, I still think Jen would find reasons to be mad. It is suspect that he just doesn't tell his family. I get it, they're going to be really, really shocked, and this is not what they expected for their son. But delaying it so much, I don't really know what that's going to do for you.
We are still together. We are sitting next to each other. Whatever it's missing till now, I'll give you every emotions, love, connection, everything. What can I do for you?
It sounds like you don't need to do anything because we're sitting next to each other right now, and I'm going to give you everything, all the possible love connections, everything that's been missing so far, I'm going to give it to you. So when you ask Jen what you can do, I'll tell you, Rishi, bring it in. Tell your family that you're engaged to Jen. Yeah. Tell them. So easy for us to be armchair experts and sit here and tell Rishi what to do, but it seems like the easiest and most obvious thing that he could do. Something else that Jen has been struggling with is the idea of a joint family. It's where Jen would live with Rishi's family and help out in every possible way. And that way the family would get to know her. And even when they get married, this would continue on. It's very common, but it's interesting because Rishi wants to be with this American woman, and that's not at all how she's been raised. Even though she really does like living with her own family. I guess it's different when it's someone else's.
Is that like a deal breaker for you? That's not really something that I want to do. I just don't think it's a good idea.
What's my first choice?
To me, it is a very bad idea.
I know you did a lot of things. You moved here for me, for us, so I can do for you.
So you'd be willing to live separately from your family?
Yeah, I can.
He pondered for a second. Oh, do we trust him? I still can't figure out what Rishi's deal is. What does he want? Jen doesn't have that cash money. He doesn't want to go to America. He wants her to come here. Like, what does he want? I'm not saying there's anything particularly wrong with Jen. I just, like, if he's scamming her, what's the upside? And when he talks about the relationship, he does so quite earnestly, which says to me that maybe he does love her, and maybe it's just love, and I should stop questioning it because it's real love. Thoughts? Pop it in the comments. All in all, the tension would be fixed, at least eased a little bit from Jen's side, and maybe even the milk restored from the cow if... Hey, her words, not mine. If Rishi just came clean to his family. For somebody who doesn't like starting their day off with a lie, geez, he's doing it a lot.
I just arrived in Morocco, and I feel like I'm home and that everything's gonna be okay. It's like I'm young again.
I can't believe I'm just sitting by Osama like this is normal style. Oh, yeah, my strange new normal.
A very strange new normal. And Debbie, who's a free spirit, is also going to a country where her husband's like, and maybe we'll just cover this up a little bit, you know, bare shoulder. So many of you sweet baby angels have messaged me about Debbie and saying that if the roles were reversed gender-wise, this would be a huge problem. And I'm not saying that what Debbie's doing isn't a huge problem. He's 24, she's 67 from memory. This is bad. This is really bad. It also just makes me think like there's got to be more to Osama's story. I'm not saying Debbie's not great and she's a total catch. At 67, think of the jewelry that she could make you. And I want this for her. I want her to find love. But does Osama have something else going on? I feel in my bones, in my sweet baby angel waters, that something is going to pop up with Osama. And I'm not just talking about his snaggletooth, which I feel is always coming to get me.
I'm gonna be Farmer Debbie.
Yeah, they're ready for milking the cow.
I don't know how to do that.
You will learn.
Get ready for milking the cow, Debbie. And Debbie's not sure how to do it, but don't worry, you will learn. Wait, so does Osama have it in his head that Debbie, this 67-year-old woman, is going to move to his country and kind of be this little housewife? I don't know if you know Debbie's backstory, Osama, but she'd been there, done that. I don't think she's going to want to do that again. Sorry, I'm laughing because when I first heard milking the cow, I thought it was like in the Jen and Rishi terms, but I think Osama was physically meaning milking a cow.
When we get married and I'll be your wife, what will you expect your wife to do or to act?
Like half Moroccan woman, like cooking food in home, cleaning my clothes.
Yeah.
Something like this.
Something like this. And Debbie, yeah. It's funny, Debbie, because when you said, yeah, it made me think you meant no. So I'm right on the money. Osama seems to think that Debbie's going to either be his mum or the most traditional version of a wife possible. Stay home, cook the food, milk the cows, wash his clothes. I feel like you could have found that closer. And also, she's 67. Deb's at a stage in her life where she could wrap up some of the everyday duties and just enjoy things until the end. Anyone else getting the feeling that Debbie is totally not keen with being a half Moroccan woman? In this respect, I think she loves the outfits, but I don't know if she wants to do all the other stuff. Also, wash your own fucking clothes, mate. Osama, you're 24, you're a grown-up. Go wash your own shit.
But when we go home, we will know.
What do you mean I'll know?
Because in the home, we will try it.
What you talking about?
In home. When we go to the
we're
home.
going to practice at your house?
Yep, practice cooking food. My mother will learn you. We will act like you are a Moroccan woman.
I'll try.
Because you know, Moroccan woman work hard.
Okay. So Osama has essentially just got himself an employee. And I'm still trying to figure out what Debbie's getting out of this. Well, obviously a 24-year-old man and, you know, it's icky. Did Debbie know anything about this? Did they converse about what her role would be when they got married? But before we know Deb's worth, you know, we really got to put her through her paces. It's a Moroccan wife test drive, and as Debbie has a higher mileage, I don't know if Osama is going to enjoy this test drive. And I also don't think this is the test drive that Debbie was hoping for. Sure, we can rub some soles, but what else can we rub, Osama?
Sometimes we can get takeout.
Yeah, I understand.
And have our wine and our takeout.
Yeah.
The wine. We can drink the wine at home.
We can or can't?
We can't.
Can we sneak it? A little bit sneaky?
We will be lying.
Well, I don't want to lie to your parents.
This is the point.
We can't sneak it in. Wow, she's really finding out a lot of things. She's milking cows, she's washing clothes, she's being a half Moroccan woman where she has to cook all the dinner, and she doesn't even get any wine. Things are becoming very, very real for Debbie very quickly. Sure, you want Debbie to adapt to all these traditional roles in this new country at the age of 67, but I don't think you're going to get that if you take away the vino. One car ride. It's one car ride, and Debbie is finding out so many things. Considering they text all the time, you would have thought that this stuff has come up. Kind of like Chris and Jamie. But Osama's got a lot of things on his cons list, and Debbie's starting to note them all down now, after she has moved to Morocco.
Why, Osama, at this time, are you saying I need to become half of a Moroccan woman? You weren't telling me that stuff before. I need to be half a Moroccan woman. This was never a part of the plan. You know, I don't know what I'm getting myself into. Whew, I need a drink just thinking about it.
And you can't, Debbie. Debbie. You know, is it Julian, your son? It's, you know, it doesn't seem like fun to want to agree with Julian, but Julian was 100% correct. And Debbie, I hope you're seeing all of these little red flags for what they are. Huge red flags. When all of a sudden you're finding out mass amounts of information or things that this person wants from you and you'd never heard a whisper of it before, red flag. Turn the fucking van around, Deb, and get yourself out of Morocco. This is not going to end well for you.
Lo que ella me dice es cambiar la fecha de la boda, porque justamente nos vamos a casar el 21 y se tiene que ir el 20.
Ay, no, pero eso está como raro.
Solo pienso en está huyendo de Jamie, no se quiere comprometer, no quiere estar con ella. Y pues como que ya me arrepentí, vamos a inventarnos esto.
Oh, the friends get it, Jamie, and why can't you? This whole episode is just same old from Chris. More things keep popping up. She's not feeling great, so she couldn't come along to the little friend date. And her friends can smell it a mile away. This is weird. You've got this court case that's been pending for quite some time, and you didn't know until now that you might have to testify?
I don't know if that's true, Chris.
At our website at rehashed.com.au, sign up, become a premium member today. There is a member called Scandals Forever, and Scandals is very invested in 90 Day Fiancé and just keeps adding to this pros and cons list every time I drop a rehash. And the cons list for Chris is fucking huge. And the scary part is I don't think we're done. I think there's going to be more and more things we find out about Chris, and we're like, what?
Creo que Jamie sí necesita abrir los ojos y ver la realidad de lo que está pasando.
I totally agree, friend of Jamie. Open your eyes, Jamie.
I'm sorry. Okay?
No, that's not the way this works.
No, I love you so
Because I know
much.
you're not sorry. You just want this whole conversation to end. So
Is anyone noting down how many times something so small can be something so big for them all the time, and all they do is argue? When they first were talking about it, when she was back in America with her friends, the little bobcat doll talking about how they argued all the time, I didn't believe them. I didn't believe, because I was like, how could you possibly be arguing all the time? And yet here we are. All they do is argue, and I don't see the upside. Where are the fun bits? I know it's a highly edited reality show, but I'm still trying to figure out what the benefits are for you two being married to each other.
I didn't say ever you go. I never said no. I said I don't want to be with you.
So what does that mean?
I'm just mad, Nicole. It's just word. I didn't mean it.
You can't play games with people.
Okay, I need to stop fighting. Can we? I love you, and I'm sorry about what I said to you. Okay?
Okay? Listen, we need to stop fighting. I'm the man, and I've told you we need to stop fighting. And I can't feel bad for Nicole. I can't feel bad for her. I just want to scream at her. I'm so mad. You've done this many times, and you keep putting yourself back in this situation, and it's the same thing. So the definition of insanity, you know it, sweet baby angel, and that's what she's doing. You're not going to get a different result, Dal. So in Mahmoud's life, he looks at everyone around him, and particularly the relationship between his brother and his wife, who she moved from a different country. And she, even though they fought a lot, supposedly more than Nicole and Mahmoud did, he sees that she eventually conformed. She eventually gave in to the ways of this culture. So Mahmoud just thinks that even though Nicole's sort of wriggling around, she's eventually going to calm down and just give in.
It's not gonna happen. Wrong.
It's almost like these people have no fucking idea who the other is before they get wedded.
He wait for us long time, so we can go because they're still waiting.
I'm not really in like any kind of a mood.
I don't, me either, I don't, but we have.
Well, then I just need to change my clothes.
Okay, honey.
Also, don't be a little cow, Nicole, because you wanted this meeting as well. So even though you have both had a blow up, just like when you've committed to a party and you've had a fight in the car, you still have to go into the party and, you know, you'll talk about it later. And you and Mahmoud have never resolved any argument. So how would this be any different? So you've got to go because you've got your big business idea. If I was the uncle, also, I would be pissed off. Like, if you were so late for a meeting, I wouldn't be waiting.
Y Trey, respétate.
Sí, con mujeres todo tiempo.
Es no mujeres.
Ay, no, es ridículo.
Okay.
Es mal amigo.
No. Es tu opinión.
Es demasiado mujeriego. Es muy perro. Es amistad para Gabe.
Gabe is clearly attracted to what he grew up with, which is women who are very vocal about their feelings and what they think Gabe should do. And now he's ended up with the same, kind of like his mum and his sister, especially his sister. Essentially, Gabe is dating his sister. So we find out a little bit more as to why Isabel is not a fan of Trey. He's a womanizer, he's a dog, and not a very good friend. So Isabel is obviously worried that Trey is going to lead Gabe astray. And you know what? Gabe gives me that little feeling that Gabe, in the past at least, has been a bit of a fuckboy.
So, this is usually our spot, bro, where me and you hang out. Yeah.
Porque...
No, es bien, amor.
Ay, no, Gabriel. Si tú no me dices ya, me voy. Es bien que... ¿Es bien? Sí, con ojos grandes y... Trey es un mentiroso. A mí no me gusta.
Okay, so Isabel is super overbearing, and I love and I live for it. I thought it was Isabel and Gabe's spot. That's what they were talking about. Like, oh, how nice, this is our spot. And then when Trey gets there, Trey's like, hey, this is our spot. So it's so weird that your potential new bride is here. And Gabe's response is, shh. Could you be any more suspect, Gabrielle? And Isabel's already just fucking not having it. What, you're gonna tell him to shush? No, I want him to say all of the things that go down here. So the vibe I'm getting is that maybe Trey and Gabe go out together and maybe they flirt up a storm, possibly more, with girls at this particular venue.
Let me be free.
You ready for this, buddy?
Be free.
Yeah, shut up.
This is what we were talking about. Isabel, ¿qué es el problema conmigo?
No me gustan secretos. Tú eres mala influencia. Yo no soy estúpida.
No confías en él.
Cuando está contigo, no.
All right, now, I got to say this. Isabel, you can't blame Trey for Gabe's bad behavior. Sure, people can influence other people, but really, the responsibility lies with that person. So it's just all on Gabe. Gabe is being so sus during this dinner. There's something going on. I don't know what shady shit those boys are doing when Isabel's not around, but I don't think it's good. I also feel like Gabe is always putting himself in the middle of problems. So Isabel is probably building what she thinks of Trey from what Gabe says.
Nobody told me about this.
No. She loves this.
Secretos. Ese es un muy grande secreto.
During this whole dinner, this is the only time she finds it fun. When Trey also didn't know something, a big secret, but Isabel knew. Gabe has this big rant about how Isabel is overbearing and Gabe just wants to be free. And my thought process is, well, go and be fucking free. You either want to be with someone or you don't.
Okay, and you wish to stay here, like forever or?
Inshallah. I would like to stay in India forever.
When are you going to get married?
He doesn't even want to tell his family that we're engaged.
Really?
Yeah.
When you leave this country, you have to apply for the tourist visa again.
The e-visa was a multiple entry?
No, it's
a single
one
entry.
Single entry. See, it is written over here, number of entries, single.
Jen. Oh, God. She goes on about how she's, just wants to find out about a visa, and she goes and speaks to these experts, and they're like, you know what? We didn't need to do much experting because we just looked at the visa that you have, and it says right here, single entry. Did she plan it, or is she doesn't read anything? Come on, for anyone who has traveled overseas, I mean, you check and recheck this shit. And if you are moving to India forever, then you would check the fucking visa to make sure that that's possible. In her head, she thinks that she can just skip to a close country and then leave every 30 days and come back, and that's fine. But that would be a completely different visa. You gotta laugh because it's just so ridiculous that she didn't know this. And old mate, this expert who's explaining it to her, he cannot believe that she's this thick.
She didn't had any clue. I feel this is a crazy American behavior. I mean, you're coming to India, married to her fiancé, but she didn't know when is she gonna get married. Crazy.
Clearly, he's never seen the show before. The one thing you got to be on this show. He can't believe it. He cannot believe that she has done this. And it's so dumb. It says it on the visa. Who? So it looks like Jen now has to go back home and then wait to reapply for another tourist visa. And here's the thing. I'm not sure that even in that time that Rishi's going to tell his family. If you're going to move to India, you probably want to make sure that you're going to eventually get married so you can fucking stay there.
الكلام ده من البداية حلو. Like how this is all
the outfits that she's got.
فكرتها هي كويسه ان هي تبدا نقول فكرتها كويسه لازم تغطي شعرها لازم يبقى في طرحه يعني احنا قلنا مره لما تيجي يبقى في طرحه تلبسها.
Religion is very personal and it's nobody's business why I'm not wearing the veil anymore.
Oh, okay. I agree with you, Nicole. Religion and faith, it's a very personal thing. But here's the rub. You signed up to this religion without looking into it for 1 second. And if this uncle is doing you a favor by looking at this stuff for you and potentially helping you with your business idea, and as a respect thing, you should cover up the way that he expects, then maybe you should do it. You signed up to this religion. You can't kick and scream now when you're like, oh, I didn't read the terms and conditions. Too late. This is not some mobile phone plan with a no lock-in contract. These people in his family take their religion very seriously. And what you're doing is really disrespectful. I don't believe in it, but I didn't sign up to it.
لو ما اسلمتش خلاص ما عليهاش حاجه يعني هي ممكن هي لسه على دين المسيحيه لكن طالما هي اختارت الاسلام واسلمت يبقى هي لازم دخلت في الثوابه ديت وبقت يعني بتبدا تتعلم ده مسؤوليه محمود.
Well, the uncle seems quite reasonable to me. He says it quite plainly. You didn't have to convert to this religion. You could have stayed in the religion that you had in Christianity and it would have been fine. I wouldn't have wanted you to follow the religious beliefs that we have because they wouldn't have been yours. But you did, and now you should. And here's another thing with Nicole that we've got to keep reminding ourselves. She's 38. All right, so we keep getting closer and closer to the same storyline that Gabe and Isabel have had the whole time, which is Gabe really wants to come clean about being trans to Isabel's parents. So they've gone on a bit of a holiday to just spend some time with them and hopefully come clean. And then hopefully them just accepting, because why wouldn't you? But anyway, I guess my mindset is very different to a lot of people in the world. But also, as they're staying in her parents' house, they're not going to share the same bed.
Todo es bien porque muchas noches Isabel is. Clearly, they know we live together, we sleep in the same bed. But because they are very religious, feeling very, very, very anxious about telling them.
I always find that so funny because I've got friends who have parents who are pretty religious, and if they weren't married and they would stay at the parents' home, they would have to have separate rooms, but they knew full well that they lived together and stuff was going on. Isn't it funny what people are like, you know, under my roof? Absolutely not. I guess you don't really want to hear it. Ah, the power of denial. Also, my ex used to snore and talk in his sleep a lot, and it never really bothered me. I actually find the snoring quite soothing. Is that weird? Tell me in the comments if your partner's a snorer. Also, tell me in the comments if your partner's a snorer and they deny it. How would you know? You got to trust me. I'm telling you that you snore.
Essentially said that it is a single entry visa and that I've used that single entry.
Oh, he looks really sad.
I feel like an idiot because, I don't know, I should have checked it better. He highly recommended that I go back to the US. I don't know how long it's gonna be before I can come back. It messes everything up because I'm gonna have to face my family, my friends. It's gonna be hard for me to motivate to come back here.
Wait, okay, well, firstly, Rishi actually looks really fucking sad. So maybe it is true love. Maybe Rishi just wants to be with her because he wants to be with her and he's just struggling to tell the family because it's a big deal. Maybe. We've still got some episodes to go before we really need to figure out what Rishi wants. But he did look broken as Jen explains that she is a fool and she has to go back. It is telling and something that we knew for a while that we thought Jen just really wanted to back out slowly. And now this has given her the pass that she wanted. Because she's laying the groundwork for not coming back at all. It's going to be really hard once I get back and all my friends and my family get in my ear. Maybe I won't come back. If you love him and you want to be with him, then that I don't think would be too much of a problem.
I hope we will make it, and I don't want to lose you, like, just because of that visa and all. Really hard to find love. Worst thing is really hard to find you.
I do really love you.
I love you too.
Or should I not buy into it? Oh, you know what I'm thinking? You can see my face, right? I'm falling for it a little bit, but just a little bit. Just a little bit. No, don't judge me. Oh, shit. Is it real? It looked like Rishi was really heartbroken. And like I said before, I still can't figure out exactly what he wants from Jen, so maybe it is just love. Pop it in the comments below. What do you think? I'm just vulnerable at the moment after this breakup, okay? And I want to believe in true love for a second. Don't you judge me.
You know, I didn't give up my whole life in the United States and my comfort zone to live with mom and dad for an indefinite period of time.
Oh, it looks so nice.
Oh, the opening of the doors. Deb, you're living in Moroccan fantasy, and the fantasy is gonna fade away quick, I think. I don't know like who's paying for what. I'm assuming that given his unemployment status, that Deb is paying for everything. I don't know what all this talk about living with the parents for a couple of months is. If Deb's paying and she wants to stay in Rabat, then stay in Rabat.
For the apartment, I think we need to save some money because it will be expensive for us. For now, I mean, we can stay in my father's home. As you will stay like 2 months or 1 month, and after you will leave to the US, because I know that you will come back for your business, for your home.
You want me to go back to the States?
Yep.
And then when do I come back again?
Well, I think just...
Come back when? When?
Wait. I feel the other shoe dropping. Have I missed the storyline? I'm confused with the narrative. Deb moved to Morocco to get married to Osama, right? And now he's saying that in a month or 2 months, you'll go back to the States for your business or your family or whatever. What? Debbie also seems quite shocked with this revelation. So Osama is just expecting that his sugar mama is going to rock up for a little bit, and once they've rubbed souls, she'll go back and... What? Again, you say it's expensive, but are you paying for it, Osama? Or are you just trying to make sure that Debbie doesn't spend as much money and you're hoping to get some and... you know, the estate.
This is a decision of life. First, you have to know my family, how they are, how they live, the tradition. I never spend like 2 months with you in the same house. I mean, we have to know each other so deeply.
I wish you would have told me that before I came.
We have to spend some time in reality.
You know, I don't like what I'm hearing. It makes me feel sick. We've been in reality for over 3 years.
What Debbie calls reality, I certainly call the fantasy world. And the only thing that I'm going to agree with Osama here is that they haven't been living in reality. You've just been talking. Like, I suppose she has visited, so that's at least a start. That's better than Chris and Jamie. But it's not real. When you're just chatting on Messenger, it's not real. You don't know what it's like to live with someone day in and day out, if you can tolerate them, if they can tolerate you and actually love you and embrace all of the things and weird stuff about you. You know, living together and figuring it out makes sense. Before you get married, of course. But the difference is, Osama, you didn't say any of this to Debbie, supposedly, until she got there. Just like Chris, we're finding out more things after they've landed.
This isn't the Osama I knew. I don't know what Osama this is, but it's one I don't like. Here's the deal, Osama. I moved mountains to come over here. I hurt my kids. You're telling me you're not going to marry me and this is a 2-month test drive? Why couldn't you tell me, gee, Debbie, why don't you come and I'll see if I can accept you in reality?
Because if I say to you this, he will not come.
Fuck off, mate. And we've been waiting to see what comes out of the real Osama's mouth, and I'm not just talking about the snaggletooth. Well, there you have it. Osama wasn't going to tell Debbie these things because she just wouldn't come if she knew the truth. So this is just the best way. Trap her. It's very much a Rishi tactic, you know, just omit a lot of things, and then when they get there, just keep lying and hope they never find out. But, you know, if just Osama just kept his mouth closed just a little bit longer, you know?
You really screwed up big time, Osama.
Why?
It's like shame on you.
Why? Because I said the truth. I just want to get married to you, but we have to be in reality.
You have the audacity to say that to me?
3 years in social media, not in reality.
I've spent enough time in your reality. You lied to me.
No, it's not a lie.
You lied to me.
Because I'm still want to marry you.
You know what?
I don't believe you anymore.
Still love you as the first time. I mean, there is nothing changed in our love.
I don't believe you.
Now, that's the instinct that you should follow, Debbie, because I don't believe Osama either. I'll still marry you. But you just gotta like stay here for a couple of months and then I'll decide if I'm gonna marry you. I'm just gonna do this whole test drive thing. Just gonna see. I know you got a few miles and I just wanna see that you still run all right. And he thinks he's not a liar. I didn't lie. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Oh, you're upset now that I'm telling you the truth? Yeah. Yeah, she's upset now. Now you're telling her the truth. She moved all of her shit here. She pissed off her family. And now you're saying things that were not the original agreement. And we're a day in, Osama. If it is a con job, Osama is a terrible con man. You know, because he gets so close and then, you know, he shits the bed.
I'm trying to keep it together without wringing his neck. Last year when I was in Morocco, he was ready to marry me, rushing me to the U.S. Embassy to get the paperwork. What happened to my Osama?
And now all of a sudden you've changed your mind. I feel sick, man.
Oh, the reveal is, oh, look at how mad he is. The reveal is so much more fun than her just closing the door slowly behind her. That is it. That's it for episode 7 of 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way. Oh my goodness. And now we find out that Osama was ready to marry her last time she was in town and wanted to go to the US Embassy to get the forms. Osama, actually, bring it in. Osama. Do you just want to go to the United States and you think that Debbie's your ticket there? Oh, we're going to find out a little bit more. That's it for another episode of 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way. Hey, if you want to give thanks to the channel, you can just using the bottom below. Thank you to everybody who supports me at our premium channel where you get everything ad-free at rehashed.com.au. There is a link down there. And of course, if you just want to, if you can't afford to support, that's okay. There is a community plan where it's free and you can just chat, but you don't get all the premium, you know, extras. Another episode not too far away from dropping, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.